Gator 99.5, today's Country Hits, Kris St. James, along with Sheriff Tony Mancuso. Have you been challenged yet with this ice water bucket challenge?
I have. I got challenged yesterday by Alan Heiser, and he had challenged myself, Don Dixon, and a couple others. And so I told him I was going out of town this afternoon and that I would do it when I got back. So
Yeah.
I guess I'm going to do it.
And I know Dale Mann, our very own.
I'm going to ask if maybe I could pay a little extra money and just not do it.
Oh, there you go. How about pay? We'll throw more incentive to Dale Mann's way. At least we have hair.
Right.
Poor guy. Once all that ice water hits, it's going to be something. But anyway, seems like that's the latest fad. But it's all for a good cause. Modern technology. Oh my goodness.
Oh yeah.
Where do you want to go with that?
You know, I could go a lot of places because it has really changed a lot over the last 30 years that I've been in law enforcement. It really has. You know, I got to tell you, it's a story. Probably I don't know, 3 or 4 years ago. I have 2 chief deputies. Most people know Stitch Gilry, my chief, and then I have an assistant chief. His name is Bubba Mayu, and he's more of the operation guy and the technical guy. And he came to me and he said, "Look," he says, "I want to send myself and some people to this class.
Okay.
Very expensive. It's a crime analysis class."
Okay.
I said, "Okay." He said, "We use mathematics and statistics to solve crimes."
Okay.
I said, "Okay." And it took me a little while to really grasp this. And let me tell you, it's a class that it evolved. Like it took like a year and a half to complete. It wasn't like you just send them, they come back and they're certified and they do this stuff.
Right.
It's you go, you do this other little study, you come back, you do more classwork, you go back. So anyway, I told him okay, and you got to be willing to change. I really believe that in this field, you have to be able to change and to adapt to the changing trends. And I don't know if you recall or you remember, but we were having a lot of smash and grabs at the time. And
Okay.
it seemed to be one particular person, we think, but
Yeah.
we just cannot, well, they have just completed this course and everything, and they decide this is going to be their first test case.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to tell you, it worked.
Oh, did it now?
We ended up catching the guy, and, we predicted when he would hit and what would take place and how it would take place. And although he didn't hit where we thought,
Right.
he did hit when we thought, and we had enough policemen in the area at the time. It was the general area, and we caught him. And he's serving time now. And,
Good.
It's things like that. So has it changed? Absolutely.
Yeah.
We will resort to any technique,
Well, yeah.
and we will change if that's what it takes. But yeah, we talked about this I think earlier, from computers in the cars to cameras in the cars. Yeah, and we're going to have to continue to do that because it changes every day. I'm sure your business technology changes every day.
Oh, look at this bad boy.
You have new equipment, you have new technology.
Oh, yeah.
Look, we're on a radio station and you're taping this to put some of the video on your website.
Right.
That didn't happen
No.
10 years ago.
No. If not 5.
That's right. So in the video age and the technology age, you have to stay up to date, and all this equipment. You look at this phone right here, my phone.
Mm-hmm.
This is more powerful than my first computer. if I'm not mistaken, it holds more information.
Yeah.
Most of us, our whole life is on these things, and,
Mm-hmm.
and so yes, and that's the same is true in law enforcement. We have technology, and it's amazing. It can get frustrating. I can remember, I don't blow my top very often, but I can remember going in one day and everybody's just kind of sitting around, and the computers are down. I said, well, hell, sometimes we used to do things, we didn't have computers. Can we still work?
Yeah.
So it gets frustrating sometimes. We
Right.
get so dependent on
Right.
our technology
Mm-hmm.
that we're handcuffed when that goes down, and we can't do that. In law enforcement, we can't do that.
No, absolutely not.
So, you also have to be able to adapt and do things the old-fashioned way every once in a while. But technology is great. It has made us, I think, more efficient, more productive. But sometimes, like I said, it can cripple us also.
Well, you know what? It has just been a treat. I know you're about to head out. You have a camp you're going to be going to. What else does the remainder of the week's end and weekend look like for Sheriff Tony Mancuso?
Well, I hope it's quiet.
Quiet.
I hope I don't get woke up. I hope, I can tell you a lot of things I hope for.
Yeah.
But, it's being sheriff or in law enforcement in general, it's not a, 9-to-5 job.
No.
It's a 24-hour, 7 days a week job. It's, you wonder every day, which is the exciting part. I hate to say that. I love this job, and I'm very thankful to the public that they give me the opportunity to do this job, because you know what, I have to be elected, and they've given me this opportunity. But I love this job, and I hope that they feel like I do them a good job. But it is a lot of responsibility. It is not a job that you leave every day and you're done.
Yeah.
It's one of those that sometimes you're just on pins and needles all the time. You just never know what's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
It's hurricane season, and I'm going to tell you, I tell people Hurricane Rita and some of the other storms we've had were the best time of my life.
Okay, how's that?
Well, it was the worst because, let me tell you what, when you wake up one morning and your community is a disaster.
Right.
Okay? And you saw what happened, and the weight of the world is on your shoulder because you saw what happened in New Orleans.
Right.
And you don't want that to happen in your community.
Understandable.
And in my opinion, we met that challenge.
Right.
But it also brought our community much closer together. It brought our law enforcement community much closer together. So in that sense, it was the best. It was the best. So, but it's things like that. When hurricane season comes, now it's like, it's just you're a bundle of nerves.
Yeah.
You go to bed at night. Sometimes, I'll look at my phone and see that they're out on a specific call that may be bad, and you're wondering, gosh, should I go to sleep? Should I wait to see how this plays out?
Right.
Sometimes you're just on pins and needles all the time.
Right.
It's one of those jobs, but that's the part that's exciting too, and I love that. It's a challenge, and I love that challenge. So I appreciate the opportunity to come here and get to speak my views and how I feel. But I know I didn't feel the spot greatly, but it was fun. I enjoyed it. I
you
appreciate
did phenomenal. Don't let Russ Bordelon get you. Russ
I don't know
Bordelon. You don't know Russ
No,
Bordelon?
never met him before.
Oh yeah, he's something else. Sir, thank you for hanging out in Gator Country with us this morning.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Cool. That'll work, sir.
All right. I survived.
You survived. That was phenomenal.